are here with the brand new Africa Twin 2021 model. This bike oozes Dakar. I've always been very curious about the Africa Twin, the legend, how it handles everywhere. Theoretically, it's supposed to be the true adventure bike. I've gotten it muddy. That was the first thing I did when I took it from Honda. Unfortunately, the tires don't really help on mud, so we're going to try find some harder packed roads. But this will be the first ride impression, so let's see how the Africa Twin feels like when you first get on it. The first time you get on this, the first thing that jumps out at you when you start riding it is how weird it is to actually not change gears. On a motorcycle, it's like magic. And then the second thing you notice is how much power this 100 horsepower engine actually has. I have no idea what any of that stuff on the screen means there, apart from the revs and my speed. So I don't know what tour riding mode means. I have to spend some time with the bike, ride it some more, watch some YouTube videos and figure it all out, because there's just way too much information on that screen for me. But I can tell you now, the power and the sound that comes out of that engine and that exhaust. Yeah. As a very, very early first impression, it really channels the spirit of what I believe Dakar years were like. Riding Dakar bikes in 80s. That exhaust is just going mental. It's like a tractor now, just pounding along every time I accelerate. I asked the guys at Honda when I picked it up and I saw this cluster. I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna bother asking them anything about this, because it's gonna take an hour for them to explain to me, so I'll read that myself. But I asked them to tell me how to set up the DCT, and they said that it's got 4 different settings: a drive mode and 3 sport settings, sport 1, 2 and 3. The difference between all of those being that the higher you go up in the sports, the later the bike is going to change gear. So I can see now that we're in 5th gear here and we're at Sport 2. I'm very curious to see what drive is like, and you do that by pressing this little DS button here. Now we're in drive. It tells us up there and at the bottom here. Okay, we're already in 6th gear and I'm accelerating and it's not doing anything except really vibrating a lot. Let's try from 50. See what it does. Okay, it's gone down to 4th. Now it's at 5th, 60. We're doing 60 kilometers an hour and it's in 6th now. Accelerate. Okay, there's a lot of vibration going on here and not a lot of downshifting. Come on, Africa Twin. Okay, let's get it out of drive. This is not... Maybe riding around in town will be fine, but... and now there's also a manual button here, R and M. Okay, so you press that and now you're in manual mode, which means that you've got these little flappy paddles here, one at the bottom for your thumb on the left and one for your index finger in the front. If you want to go to 3rd, we're already in 3rd. That was very quick. So now you're basically changing them manually, like flappy paddles. That is a lot of power. That is not 100 horsepower. Honda's lying somewhere. The indicator switch is quite hard to find, because it's black and it's small and it's hidden under all of these switches. And when I indicate, I always, by mistake, press the horn. But we'll get used to that. Okay, so we're still in manual mode. We're in 3rd gear. We're waiting to overtake this guy. And I'm very curious to where in the rev range this power is going to drop off. Now, what did I press? Now I'm on user 2. I pressed the button. Okay, we're back to tour. So up and down changes your riding modes. Okay. Now I'm not sporting any off-road tires. This comes with Batlaks, but I want to do a bit of off-road as well. Problem is it's rained, so we can't really do any of the nice trails because they're full of mud now. So we're gonna have to find some some hard-packed off-road tracks. But we'll do them. Let's overtake. Power, power, power! Alright, so if in the main review I'm going to complain about the lack of power in the engine, give me a smack on the back of the head. Still in third. Quite a bit of acceleration going on even at 6,000, but it's starting to drop off there. Yeah, 7,000 onwards, there's nothing. Let's put it back into... Now, what did I press now? Heated grips. Volume, what? I pressed something. Let's put it back into not manual mode. There we go, we're on S2. Let the bike change gears and I can concentrate on talking. My riding position is brilliant, it's great actually. Honda's nailed it down, my back is straight, my arms are loose. I've put the seat at its lowest position. It's got two positions, low and high, and I've put it at the lowest one because I was when I looked at the bike, it looks a lot taller than you would imagine. It looks like a mountain. With the seat in the low position, I can definitely flat-foot it, but I think it's actually too low for me. So when I get back home, I'm going to switch it back to high, and then my legs will feel more comfortable. I'm 1.8 if you want to compare, 180 meters tall, 5'11 for the Americans and other people using Imperial. But no, I'm very comfortable on it, I'm glad. It's like that exhaust is tuned perfectly to make you feel like you're riding a manly bike. It just makes a lot of fuss when you're putting power down. Can we overtake the van? Yes, we can. Alright, so if you're wondering why Honda decided to not just stick with the TFT and also put another secondary smaller LCD screen there, it's because they thought ahead of the future, that's why. Apple CarPlay and Google Auto. The moment you enable those, this whole front TFT just goes into mobile mode. You got your maps, navigation, music, whatever CarPlay offers, and then the little tiny screen will always show your speed, your odometer, and exactly what's happening with the gearbox at the moment. So that's why we have two screens. See, it's picked fifth for us. And yeah, when you accelerate, when you're trying to overtake, there are quite a lot of vibrations that I'm not enjoying. Let's put it on manual and go down to fourth. Yeah, they're still there at 73rd. Nope. If you go for a manual version and change the gears yourself, you're not going to have a problem with vibrations unless you're in higher gear than you're supposed to. But I think that's what it's doing. It's always picking a higher gear. Let's see on S3. I'm sorry I'm sticking with this automatic transmission for so long, but it's I'm very curious about it on a motorcycle. How do you change to S3? You keep it pressed in. Okay, so now we're in S3, which means that it should change very, very late, at a very high RPM. Those downshifts are imperceivable almost, and then there's always a very welcoming pop when it changes down. Yeah, it's not, how should I say, it's not a very incredibly refined engine. It's a workhorse, and it's a little vibey, but it also seems like a lot of fun compared to a more refined but boring engine. Again, Honda's Dakar spirit is just oozing out of it. It's coming out. You can see it here, there. Yeah. Let's take a right here and see where this goes. This doesn't look like a good quality road, but maybe it'll take us to some off-road, because I really want to feel that 21-inch front wheel on some bumps. I keep looking at the TFT here because, yeah, press the hooter again, the horn. It's got these little settings like HSTC. I'm pretty sure that's traction control, but then underneath that is just the letter W. And what does W do, Honda? Do you really need a book to work out the bike? It's probably wheelie control, isn't it? You could just write wheelie there. And then there's G. What does G do? I really need to read the book on this, and I'll be a lot more prepared in the review. Make sure you subscribe to catch that. That's going to be much more in depth. This is a first impressions video. What is the first impressions that you get when you first sit your butt down on an Africa Twin? And right now, I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. It just, I don't know, it brings out that adventurous spirit in you. Maybe that's why their slogan is True Adventure. Oh, there we go. Off-road. Some sort of off-road. Unpaved road. With lots of bumps. Alright, now that we know how to actually... Let's stop a while. Now that we know how to change riding modes. Urban. No. Gravel. No. Off-road. This is sort of... No, it's not gravel. It's hard-packed, so it's off-road. Alright, let's go. Let's try stand up. Yeah, that's comfortable. Of course it is. There's a kid with these flowers. Yeah, you're not gonna see the potholes in the road because the GoPro loves to lie to you. It's been doing that since forever, but that front wheel is amazing when you ride on these type of roads. A lot better than a 19-inch. Yeah, feeling the back end go there for a little while. Now you can see the mirrors and everything going mental when I'm going through these potholes, but suspension's doing an amazing job of not letting them hurt my my fragile behind or my hands. So it's a very plush suspension. I know you can set that up. It's electronically adjustable. I have no idea what it's set to now, but I'm pretty sure it's an off-road setting since we're on off-road. Okay, let's go back to tour now. A racket. That's how I can describe the noise the engine makes. It's a racket. It's like a bad boy from the bad side of town that just loves to have fun and wants everybody else to know that he's having fun. I appreciate the fact that Honda put a USB port on the right. I think this was on the older version as well. And a 12-volt socket on the left. You can pump up your tires and you can charge your phone. Well done on that. Windscreen, I'm not feeling absolutely any buffeting right now. It is adjustable up and down. I'm looking over it. I know a lot of people complain that you have to look through it, but I'm not. I'm looking over it. That's with the seat in the low position. Let's take a left here. And then a right. See, now I have found that if I put my feet down at like a traffic light or a stop or wherever, if you put your feet down, the foot pegs are exactly in the position where your feet are supposed to be. So you kind of either have to put your legs in front of the foot pegs when you stopped or to the sides, and then if you're shorter, then you might have a bit of problem there or behind them. Well, that's a minor thing, but it's a comfortable foot peg position, but not for when you stop. See, when you're cruising like this, when you've reached cruising altitude, it doesn't vibrate at all. It's only when you ask a lot of power very quickly out of it. This was a first great impression. This is a completely different bike than what I was expecting. I can see it to be extremely capable when you're going off-road, but it's also a lot of fun on-road, and I was expecting it to be a bit more dull, a bit more I'm not going to use the word refined because that means it's not refined, but it's the right amount of fun for it to not be boring, and I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think we'll end it off here. Make sure you subscribe to catch the review whenever that the full review whenever that one is up. If you've got any questions about the Africa Twin that you're dying to find out the answers to, Comment section below is the right place for you, so see you there. If you've enjoyed the show, give it a big thumbs up. If you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming one of our patrons to help us make more of these shows. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.